I mean, when I got in the truck, I was howling. I mean, I'm laughing. When I saw no proof necessary, I thought, my goodness, who writes this stuff up? I don't think Drew Carey could come up with this stuff.
Just makes you proud to be a taxpayer, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. And then I start going down through all those programs, and I'm thinking, I didn't even know half of these existed. I didn't even know, well, how do you get on this stuff? But there's people that work the system that they're on all those programs. I'm sure there's people who could not even check them all except for the blind one. They're probably qualified and under all those. And it's really sad when you think about it. And then when you look at the benefits that phone comes with it, you can text, you can call international places. I guess you can call Spain, Portuguese. I don't know what you'd call them for, but, there's 100 different places you can call internationally and have, and your phone will work. And you got a guy that's out there, and I tell you something, by income, I'd qualify for a free cell phone. But I'm not qualified. I'm working every day, and I'm paying $30 for an add-on policy to have on my wife's thing. It never dawned on me to even think about trying to get a free cell phone. And I probably could qualify for one of those items. And if not, who cares? I'm not going to check any. I could just check a box and put down I'm blind or something and send it in. They're not going to check, so I'll get my free phone in the mail.
My goodness.
It's
When we talked about this last week, the only thing I knew was just that the program existed, and here was the phone number you could call, and the fact that they were providing minutes. This is
well. Here's another
breathtaking call.
On the bottom of it says, "How did you hear about us? Radio, TV, search engine, Google, Yahoo, brochure, flyers, other." And then there's a checkbox here, referred by a friend. They want his name, his last name, and his SafeLink phone number. So apparently if you sign somebody else up, maybe you get an extra 50 minutes or something. I'd love to know what the American government spends on those free cell phones from here to California. I'd love to know what that dollar amount is.
Did it have a space on there that asked you if you had registered to vote?
No.
Well, good.
I thought maybe that should be a qualifier. On top, especially on the Spanish side. Are you registered to vote? And if you check yes here, just sign your name and send it in. And the dollar amounts were pretty reasonable. Family of three, $25,000. Family of four, $30,000. Interesting.
Well, Paul, that has got to be the event of the evening. I had no idea you were going to bring that one up. I saw it and I wanted to see because we talked about it, and I thought, I'm going to grab one of those. There was, like 100 in a little box. The box was relatively full, and I thought I'll grab them and see exactly what it entails and what you got to do to qualify. And as I read down through it, I was laughing, but afterwards I just got sick in the stomach, and I thought, how many millions of dollars are we giving away? Because, if you go to Walmart and buy one of those smartphones, you can get them as cheap as $25, but a lot of them cost $65. So if the government's even buying a mid-grade phone for $35 or $40, and they're paying for those minutes somehow, AT&T ain't donating them to them. Verizon ain't giving them free minutes. They're paying for it. Yep. And they talk about how you start it. How do you end it? How long does this thing go?
I'm trying to think here. On the bottom of this application, let me see if I can find it real quick, not to take up too much time because it's.
No, that's all right.
It says. There's a few places you have to initial stuff saying that you're the head of the house, that you understand the SafeLink services are not transferable, in other words, you can't give it to your buddy.
And they're not going to check it anyway. So.
Right. When you sit and you say no proof necessary, well, what good's all the information checking boxes? Here's one that's funny. Please check this box if you would like to receive pre-recorded special offers for SafeLink customers and promotional offers from TracFone at the home telephone number provided in the contact information. So if you check that box, they'll send you sales and stuff and better pricing. And it's funny because when you go to the 250-minute plan, because you chose 250 minutes a month, you lose that 100 international long-distance destinations. So, if you take the 250 minutes, you can't call Europe, I guess.
What kind of an emergency would it take that you have to do an emergency phone call to Europe?
Yeah.
What kind of an emergency is that? I can't think of a situation.
If you take the 250 minutes, you don't get any time rolled over. After a 125-minute program, you lose that rollover time. But I'm going to tell you something. My family plan, now the Verizon for me is free. So if I'm calling a Verizon telephone, it's free. If I call anybody after 9 p.m., it's free. Anybody after 9 p.m. on Friday till 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday is free. I can call anybody. And my wife and I and two of my daughters are on the same phone line. We have, one line that we had headphones on, and we only have 1,250 minutes. We never go over 500 or 600 minutes a month. So, I mean, and then that's 4 people using their cell phones on a regular basis. So,
and does it say what you get any indication what government organization is doing this? I guess I should go back and look at the article we published last week. Amazing. So we have a government that is really, absolutely, and totally out of control.
You've been listening to Now Hear This. Tune in again next time for more national security news.